Oh joy, beyond the gates back from break. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I guess we'll find out today. And anyone that ends up joining me. Well, I'm kind of assuming some people may have enjoyed the break. I did read the description for today's episode, and it seems like it could be fine. I mean, Trash is on, I think, but she might ruin the episode for me. But overall, I hope it's entertaining. It sounds better than tomorrow's episode. And for anyone joining, I will say, like always, I will be typing notes, so apologies for the typing noises. But I must take notes for the review later. Also, it's Turn Up Thursday. I don't know if you know, but I'm drinking at 2 in the afternoon because that's what Beyond the Gates makes me do. I had to find the motivation to return and watch this show. Next week's going to be hard, going from 3 episodes each week back to 5. I can't wait till this Impaler storyline's over. I hope it improves after that storyline ends. Wishful thinking, probably, but oh, and I'll also say I'm watching on Paramount Plus, which is usually like a minute behind people watching on CBS. Starting with Bill and Tomas. I feel like Tomas is always in trouble with Bill, but it doesn't lead to much. Plus, I don't know why they had. Oh, let me watch Cat, I guess. I was gonna say, I don't understand why they had Tomas see that Bill and Danny kissed if he wasn't going to use it to his advantage for something. Unless they just want to make him as boring as his robot voice. Why do we need Trash in this storyline? Hello, Dee Dee. Hello, Bobby. I don't know who thought that a storyline that revolves around Smitty and Jacob on the phone or meeting in an alley was going to be this epic storyline. I'm not sure, Dee Dee. Oh, it just came on for me. It just says name. Hello, Bookchella. I mean, Joey as the Impaler, big whoop. Sorry, I'm taking notes. Let's see. Dee Dee says, "Was that Joey calling Leah?" That's what they made it seem like, but with this show, it could be a fake out. Who knows? Bobby Wobby says, "No, he can't be the Impaler." I mean, I would hope not either. It's kind of like, okay, he's the big villain. We get it. Bookchella says, "I wish Joey would finally be found guilty of something since it won't be Doug's death." True. I mean, all of these villains on this show need to hit a wall or something. Bobby Wobby says, maybe it's Beyond the Gates trickery and Joey was talking to Vanessa. Possibly. What's up, Phoenix Rising? By the way, it's Turn Up Thursday. I had to drink to get motivated to watch the show today. So who knows? I might end up enjoying this episode if I get buzzed enough. How was all y'all's 2 days off from Beyond the Gates this week? Did you watch soccer or what did you watch instead? That's true, Dee Dee. Vanessa's talking to Haley, so I doubt that's who Joey called. What's up, Lulu? Phoenix Rising missed the show. Not much is on. I was watching old soap operas in its place. What's up, Amberlyn? Thank you for missing my commentary. I haven't kept track on like trash, but I feel like Nicole's been on 10 of the last 12 episodes, if not more. Phoenix Rising said, Love is Blind Poland started yesterday. I'm going to binge it this weekend. I could only stick to the American version. That's enough for me. Phoenix says the other countries are better, though. I can see that. Book Chalice says, I'm tired of the Nicole triangle. I'm tired of the Nicole triangle and the Impaler and Trash and Joey. Dee Dee says, I miss BTG when it's not on. Why are these two up in the episode all of a sudden? Oh my god, I can't buy that Ashley cares about this guy after a few weeks just because she got some dick. Z Hicks says Joey called Leah about reporter Smitty, so Leah sounds out Nicole, possibly. Maybe I'll check out the UK one, Phoenix. Some sticking up for Ashley. Grayson trying to be more and more like Wolverine from X-Men, I feel like. Dee Dee says Martin should have mentioned something. Book Chalice says Ashley doesn't work in any storyline. I agree. I mean, you should already know that I agree with that. If I was writing or producing, there would have been so many character exits in 2026. You don't got to kill them off, but ship some of them out of town. Dee says Martin should have mentioned his conversation with Joey and what he offered. Yeah, that's true. I thought he did to someone. I think it was Vernon. Bookcella says Ashley, Derek, Tomas, Laura, Mona, Ashley's mom can all go. I could agree with all of those. I mean, Vanessa would have been my first priority to kill off, but could be Dee Dee. I kind of hope not, though, because I don't think she's going to be around too long. I mean, I guess at least there was some fire out of Grayson. And he actually held his stomach and sold his injury for like the first time. Bookcella says, I hope Lynette isn't dead, but just kept somewhere like they always do on Days of Our Lives. I mean, I hope she's not dead because she's a great character, but I don't trust the writing on this show. So I'm just assuming she's dead at this point. Phoenix says, Mona's been gone since she hit Randy in the head at Harvey Jean's. True. She probably had to go to church and pray about it. So now Carlton's going to take Nicole go karting like they're in high school. Bookchild says, I hate Carlton. He can go too. They have not done a great job of fleshing out his character. I mean, if Joey is the impaler, I don't know how they're going to write this and say Grayson can get out of it after all of these threats. But I'm sure they'll try their best to do it in a way that Joey is still not found out and that Grayson can still be with Ashley. I will say I do like when Kat has a conversation with Bill. I'll take it over scenes with just Tomas or her feuding with Eva. And it tends to like get Bill's brain cells going a little bit. Hello, Ellie. I mean, Kat should not like Tomas speaking for her. Bookchild says, I don't mind Kat being a busybody, but Bill is right in his stance. Tomas is lousy. Bill is right, and Tomas is lousy. But also, Bill is so stubborn and never wants to listen about anything, especially if Haley's involved in the things he's being told. Y'all are ahead of me, so I'll have to wait. So Randy did follow Smitty to the apartment. Now too many people know about the favorite alley. Ali Bordeaux says, so it feels like Grayson just found out he has basically joined the mob and his only way out is 6 feet under. Allegedly. Book Chalice says, do they have men writing for Beyond the Gates? Because the men are written stupid and weak. I mean, certainly not at the top. I think there's a few on the writing team that write like scripts, but that's about it. Z Hicks says Randy followed Smitty right to Jacob, busted Joey jackpot. Let's see if Joey actually does anything with this information though, because he always has information, doesn't do anything with it. Bobby Wobby says, to the best of my knowledge of the writers, 90% female. Yeah, it's probably pretty close to that. I mean, you could tell by the way the men are written and how the writing kind of usually hates the men. Book Chalice says, I guess Randy discovering Jacob's hangout is at least some movement in the story. True. If only I cared about this Impaler storyline, that would help. Yes, the two head writers are women. Do y'all think it was better when Guza was co-head writer? Were the men slightly smarter? Yeah, Ted was definitely a different character, although also the different actor. Well, maybe they're bringing in Joey's ex-wife. I guess it's from his sister, which is less amusing to me. Dee Dee says Marcel is aware that Jacob is on the case. I'm trying to remember. Did Joey tell Jacob's father that the impaler is dangerous? If anybody, yes, Joey did say that to Ewan. Ali says, "Why is Joey now thinking about his sister Heather? That usually means we're going to see Joey's sister soon enough. Maybe it's the actress from Bold and the Beautiful." Phoenix Rising says Bill's ego is massive. He doesn't want to admit that he left a good thing with Danny for Lion Scammer. Either his ego is massive or his brain is the opposite of massive. Dee Dee says Jacob and Smitty should be in contact over the phone only. Oh, it's too late. Well, yeah, they're way too late for that. Well, Lynette can't be dangerous if she's dead, Tomas. I know the Ashley scenes are short today, but they still suck. I'm speechless on the Grayson and Ashley scenes. Ali Bordeaux says, I doubt if Kat going to listen to Tomas and stop investigating Lynette. Yeah, I doubt it either. Kat likes to be stubborn. Book Chalice says, so Grayson wants to go on the run, right? That'll work out. Not. Lady Linda says, what in the world? That sucked. ATC asked, why are they pushing us to care about Grayson? They really think they did enough work that we should care about the Grayson and Ashley relationship because Ashley got some dick a few times, I guess. Bobby Wobby says Grayson is tripping. Z Hicks says, why Ashley opened the door without asking who it is? She and Naomi in danger. Unbelievable. True, good point. Everyone on this show just be barging in. Lulu says, seems the Impaler storyline is moving faster than Haley's killing Bill. Their storyline is going on a year and a half. Yeah, but at least that story had some good moments. They need to move this Impaler storyline along because it's been a clusterfuck and shitty since Jump. ATC says, so Grayson wants to get his mom and Ashley and run out of town. I know, how are we going to get away with his mama? Dee Dee says Bill is right. Case can be thrown out. Bobby Wobby says Smitty getting everyone in danger. True, Smitty has been sloppy, although it comes from the top because Jacob just is not running things well. Denise Hill says, I'm sick of Kat always interjecting. I'll still take her scenes with Bill over others, I guess. Phoenix says Grayson is the male version of Ashley. Terrible, emotionless acting. I mean, he's better than Ashley. ATC says, so we're going to close on the Impaler, but Bill's unaliving is dragging. Yes. They don't want to end that storyline. Dee Dee says, Grayson can't be thinking straight with no money. Good point. I don't know where he's going to get the funds to go on the run since he's in trouble and needing money in the first place. ATC says, Jacob and Smitty got all these people involved. Well, hopefully Elon will get to say, I told you so, son. You really suck. ATC says Grayson is a good actor. He usually can be, but since the stab wound, he's gone down some notches in my eyes, even though it's been more of the writing's fault, I guess. Bobby says Grayson's stab wound making him delirious. Must be. It is the writing, ATC. Book Cello says for May sweeps, all of these dangling storylines should be coming to a head, but Beyond the Gates writers are scared of sweeps. I don't know why they've become so scared of sweeps because May sweeps last year, they did end their main story, but they don't have to end all of the stories in May sweeps. But it would be nice if some of them were climaxing. But I think only the Impaler storyline is going to be climaxing. Bobby Wobby says, how are they going to move his sick mother? I don't think he knows either. ATC says, Vanessa all in Joey's business about that later. Letter. Yeah, Vanessa's probably going to be jealous now. We're going to have jealous trash scenes for the next few weeks. Even though it's just his sister, but Vanessa will probably be jealous of his sister too, because her whole world has to revolve around Joey. Devin said, did you know Ted was the Green Power Ranger? No, I did not. The Cotillion ATC? I don't know when that is. That must have been after my time, Devin. Bobby says, Vanessa going to try to find Heather. You know it. She'd rather focus on that than trying to mend her relationship with her daughter. True Bookchella, instead of finding out what really happened to Doug, she's long over that. I don't know if she ever cared. I mean, these two, Randy and Haley, are never going to get the job done because Bill's never going to die. Do they even still try to kill Bill? Bookchella says Ashley gives Grayson more chances than she ever gave Derek. Oh, for sure. Yeah, Bobby, at least Grayson's spilling. Good point, Dee Dee. Haley doesn't seem bothered to know how Vanessa knows about the penthouse. Maybe something will finally happen to Jacob on this assignment. Book Chalice says, I guess Grayson is about to put it together about Jacob. I guess. I mean, I don't know how he hasn't put it together because Jacob has not done a good job of being convincing that he's not undercover. Devin says, I don't know. I'm kind of on Team Grayson now. I accidentally stabbed myself with a nail like a half an inch deep on my hand, hurt like a bitch, but it only bled for like an hour. Sorry you stabbed yourself. I mean, where was the stabbing though? Was it in the stomach? The hand? 'Cause there's a difference. ATC says, is Heather Joey's sister? That's what he said, yes. Dee Dee says, so Grayson thought Jacob was a dirty I guess. You okay, Devin? Ali Bordeaux says, OMG, I hope Ashley and Naomi don't tell Grayson that Jacob is undercover. I'm sure Naomi's going to do something stupid. Because in the preview for this week, she wanted to call Jacob. It's still different, Devin. You did it to yourself. It's not like Ren came and stabbed you with the nail. ATC says now Grayson will know Jacob is undercover. C. Hicks says Jacob said he was a double agent. ATC says with this news, Jacob is going down. I would like something to happen to Jacob in this story. I'm not saying he needs to be killed off, but like he's the cause of this going so wrong. Dee Dee says it's amazing how people who are supposed to work together are withholding things. I mean, that's typical soap opera, unfortunately. ATC says either Jacob or Grayson will get hurt again. What about Smitty? You think something might happen to Smitty? Book Chalice says, just when I forgot about Nicole and Carlton, they are back. Yep, and their date is going into tomorrow's episode. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow's episode. Z Hicks says Jacob needs to call his dad and fill him in. That's something he never does on this undercover work. He'll call everyone else before calling the person in charge. Still weird that this is Carlton's backstory. Dee Dee says, let's see if Naomi is going to tell Jacob everything. I mean, she probably should, but not with Grayson and Ashley. Is Haley actually drunk or just fake? Well, at least Ashley finally said that, I guess. I don't know how this is supposed to be some big dramatic breakup for two characters that just had sex a few times. Bookcella says, I feel like Jacob has been rogue for a while. What else would explain his undercover look? He must be rogue because he'll talk to Smitty and Naomi more than Elon. Ali Bordeaux says, I hope Grayson is not killed. I wouldn't shed any tears if he is. Here is Naomi's tell. Finally, Jacob's calling Elon. Bookcella says, now he wants to call his dad. Exactly. I mean, probably should have been doing that the whole time. But I'm sure this was just Jacob's way of trying to prove himself to Elon. Z Hicks says, about time. Thank you, Naomi. ATC says, now he wants to call the chief. I love how we all just think Jacob's dumb. Lady Linda says he is horrible undercover. Yes. ATC says Elon is going to be livid. He should be. Hello, Company Confidential. Happy Friday Eve to you as well. Ali Bordeaux says, if Jacob lives through this, I hope it is his last undercover assignment. If he lives, I think he should find a new career. Maybe ASMR with the voice that he has. ATC says, Grayson will tell the others that Jacob is undercover to save himself. I mean, he should. Z Hicks says, guess Marcel will enter the picture. You think he'll cover up or clean up Jacob's mess? Dee Dee says, I'm surprised that Ren didn't catch Jacob and Smitty and also didn't check Jacob's phone. I feel like he should have at least checked Jacob's phone. Bookchello says, I doubt it will be his last assignment since Michelle Baljean is proud of the Impaler story, I'm sure. I'm here for the Michelle shade. Ali Bordeaux says, or he needs basic training in undercover. I know it's ironic, isn't it, Ali? He should actually probably be on the training assignment that Naomi's saying he's on. ATC says, I guess Grayson is on his way to get his mom. Maybe. Bookchella says Jacob should be on his phone with dad asking him to bring Grayson in for his protection. Dee Dee said Leah told Grayson he can never get out. True. I mean, I guess it depends how huge this operation is. Does it go outside of the greater DMV area if Grayson goes on the run? I don't know why we're suddenly doing a Haley's drinking too much scene and drunk scene. Ali Bordeaux says, every time I think Clueless Bill might be suspicious of Haley, he goes back to being dumb. Every single time. Not even a talk with Cat got his brain going this time. Z Hicks says Leah may kidnap Ashley to handle Grayson. Only if she kills her, I hope. Yeah, Ashley, go outside. Oh my god, everyone in the storyline is stupid, Bookchella. Jacob just be talking with no real plan. That's our big cliffhanger. Something that Grayson should have put together eons ago. Well, that was an episode. Ali Bordeaux says Haley is just acting like she's drunk to distract him while she puts prison poison in Bill's drink. I guess. I guess that would explain it a little better. Bobby Wobby says, you was right, this episode was better. Was it? Or was I just buzzed? Z Hicks says Three Musketeers. There's something. Maybe the Three Stooges, more like it. Lulu says, this is getting interesting. Book Chalice says, sigh, one more day. Dee Dee says, all of a sudden, Ashley is tough. Is that what she's going for, is toughness? Ali Bordeaux says, I guess Grayson figured out that Jacob is working undercover while it only took him 2 months. ATC says, how did Grayson know about the motel? Had they met there before? I think it's like right by the alley, but I don't know how he knew about the motel. That's true. Well, anyway, I'm 50-50 on if I will do a watch along tomorrow because I read the spoilers and I wasn't fond of them. But I will still be reviewing. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I would do a watch along tomorrow for sure if I could drink again, but I can't tomorrow. So I don't know, Ali Bordeaux. Fridays are usually filler Fridays on this show, and the spoilers sounded like a filler Friday. But maybe they'll surprise me. All right. I must go. I will see you all later. Thanks again for the fun chat, like always.